So we're gonna be doing something different this week. Instead of doing multiple videos, we're gonna do just one video for the One Piece chapter material. Normally there'll be two. However, in the attempt to, let's say, do more spicy, salacious topic videos, and two, to have it come out faster for you guys and gals, I'm gonna just do one video, and then it'll come out hopefully much quicker than the previous chapter content related material in the past. I think it's gonna be good. I think so. But the number two, what's not good is that we get another break. It's pretty clear that Oda has been focusing a lot more on the live action, to the point where he was actually in LA watching other people and watching the premiere of the live action at LA, which is cool. Like, you see him, I think in the Twitter post, you see him in their corner just watching everybody with those Crocs. It's funny. But at the same time, helicoptering over the live action's production, which I think is a good thing, because live action material will probably get new cats to come to the series, the franchise. That's cool. Something is being sacrificed, and that is, without a doubt, the manga material. The manga material is getting hit in the liver by Hajime no Oda. Boom, boom, boom. I hope there's gonna be a return to form later this month in September, because, man, we need more chapter content. We know that there are breaks upcoming, end of November, December, January. There's gonna be a lot of breaks during that point in time, because there normally are. I would say come the end of 2023, when there's gonna be a tally of how many chapters that came out this year compared to the previous years. I mean, we know that Oda had a break because of medical issues, but even, let's say, during that hiatus last year, I think there's gonna be even less chapters compared to that year, last year, which is crazy. It's crazy. So I'm hoping that at least for September, October, November, we return to form. On another side note, for this cover story, color cover of One Piece, no Robin, no Frankie.
Oh my.
During the stream, which, by the way, you know what the stream is, on my Cole Requiem channel, link in the box below to that live stream reaction. And soon, I'm gonna do my live reaction to the Netflix live action One Piece on my Patreon, also link in the box below. But folks have noted that Robin and Frankie are not there, so maybe it's an attempt by Oda to restore the post-time skip glory of Cuddy, Flam, and Nico Robin. Maybe. Because right now, Jinbei, I thought that this chapter had some good things going for it, but other things I'm like, I don't know. The pace, I thought, was actually a bit much. I kind of gathered that it had around like 7 parts to it. It is a bit much, but at the same time, it is true to form for Oda. So let's say for a chapter rating standpoint, I would say it's okay for the pace and structure, because we do jump to various parts. There is a flashback, then micro flashbacks of Kizaru, think about what happened with Sentomaru back in the day. And then we're constantly jumping from Kizaru and his stuff to the Labo phase, then Kizaru and his stuff, then Usopp's reaction, then everyone's reaction to Usopp, stuff like that. So there is a lot of, I think, jumping throughout the entire chapter. I don't think it's necessarily good, or even great, or horrible. I just say overall okay, because Oda, he is known for having a lot of parts and pieces in one chapter. Hence why a One Piece chapter read can take you, let's say, much longer than, let's say, like a Black Clover chapter read. At least old Black Clover. At times, the way Togashi Yoshihiro for Hunter x Hunter does the text walls is also in a similar way how Oda does his pages, where sometimes there's just so many things that are going on. One page can be like one different section. This chapter was not like that, but we've seen before in Wild Country. In Wild Country, like, at times, one page was like one thing. It was ridiculous. That being said, overall pace of that was okay. For the character stuff of this chapter, Grimace. Oda's taking Grimace seriously. I didn't think that he'd be one of the guys to do something off the rip, but the man comes off with an actual named attack. Keep that in mind. Jack the Drought does not have a single name attack in the entire story of One Piece.
Summoner.
We have to wait until Pirate Warrior 6 when Jack the Drought finally gets dropped with some name attacks. Grimace, off the rip, Steam Knuckle. And then you have one of these big sea beasts. Mind you, the sea beasts are powerful creatures. We saw in 1061 One almost took out the Sunny Go right then and there. And it seems like he's using Film Z tech. I can't verify because not enough time today, but I think the Steam Knuckle is a derivative of like Zephyr's Battle Smasher. Just how Queen also had Film Z tech, it looks like Grimace does too. Doll, that was a long kick. And folks have noticed, like, yo, she has a sort of, you know, that Katakuri, yeah, that Katakuri feel to her, yo. So when she kicks that Pacifista, Doll, we see you. I kind of feel like she's a member of the Long Leg tribe, but I didn't get that vibe in 1061. But her legs look so long in this chapter, it wouldn't surprise me if she was Blue Gilly's cousin twice removed. I'm not gonna say that's guaranteed, but I'm thinking that she could be. She could be a Long Leg tribe member, which, hey, listen, I'm not hating it, because, yeah, yo, people know. Whole Cake Island reaction days. Shout outs to Smooth Thick. Shout outs to Cinnamon. So Doll may get some plus ones here. She may get some plus ones. Now, who absolutely earned plus ones? Sentomaru. Sentomaru, I'm gonna hold my own. At least for a little bit. Even get a shot off on Kizaru. Now, Kizaru has that, apparently, that good defense, that good D. Even though Ray Lee, bars, would say, maybe not, because he caught him off guard and he did cut his cheeks. Pause. However, the fact of the matter is that Sentomaru actually got a palm thrust. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
But now you have my attention.
I did not expect for Sentomaru to get a shot off. Yeah, it was like a no damage, not a big deal shot. I get that. But he still, whoa. Kizaru ultimately beat him, which was, I thought we all saw coming. You get that flashback of him apparently fighting against a few bears to try and join Vegapunk and company. And they did give you those Big Mom vibes, where Big Mom, when she was like 5 years old, could smack a bear to death. But also, the fact of the matter is that Kizaru does get some love too, because he apparently taught Sentomaru all that he knows, or at least a lot that he knows. So just how Kuzan gets a lot more physical stat increases because he was doing the battleship bags along with Garp. Physically, Kuzan in some ways could be comparable to Garp. So now defensively, even though that's Sentomaru's forte, Kizaru is not lacking and probably better than Sentomaru at defense. At Marineford, we do see Kuzan, Kizaru, and Sakazuki Akainu. They block Whitebeard's Earthquake with open palms. They do some defensive maneuver. So Kizaru does get some love for sure. However, no one is given love to Rob Lucci in this chapter. I will. People during the stream were ragging. We're just ragging on Rob Gooch because Rob Gooch, the man is doing his job. Luffy asked Rob Lucci, "You don't attack my crewmates just because you can't be me," and that got under his skin. Friend of fine. Vegapunk ain't a crew member, at least not yet. And Stussy ain't a crew member, at least not yet. The idea ultimately is that Rob Lucci is an agent, and he tried to swipe the life of Dr. Vegapunk. He never left the side of the Marines and the world government. Oh, well, Rob Lucci, he derised the elders. That's his job. He gets paid to betray. That's his job. Is it really a rat thing to do for an assassin to assassinate? Nani? No way! You're playing Assassin's Creed? And you have to kill people in the dead of night when they don't know what's going on? Whoa! Who would have seen? Yeah. Yes! So Rob Lucci, to me, gets dubs. He gets dubs when he's getting paid to be this fiend. Let him cook. Though, who are getting cooked are Zoro and Sanji in a roundabout, weird way. This always ties back to this, and I can understand. I think we have to come to the consensus here that the most inconsistent ability in One Piece by far is observation hockey. Why didn't Sanji or why didn't Zoro sense Rob Lucci's attack on Vegapunk? Why was it that Stussy was the one to move first and not Sanji and Zoro. I would argue it's because Stussy had her eye on Rob Lucci in the last chapter, where she noticed that Rob Lucci was me-mugging her, and so she was on guard around Lucci, whereas Sanji and Zoro are not. One. Two is that we know that some people can hide their presence from even observation haki users. We see with Luffy and the Minks way back when he's talking to Pedro for the first time, he is surrounded by minks, but doesn't even notice that until it's already like too late. I think at that point in time, one. And then two, we see it during the Sanji and Queen fight. Sanji has observation haki, but he couldn't sense Queen when Queen was invisible. And Queen himself also has observation haki, but he couldn't track Sanji when he was blitzing around all over the place for an extended amount of time. Keep that in mind, that characters like Doflamingo, characters like King the Wildfire, Jack the Drought, Queen the Plague, Cracker, Smoothie, all of these characters have observation haki, but rarely do they really show any distinct signs of this haki. A few characters do that on a regular basis, particularly Katakuri, Goat Kuri, without a doubt, NL, obviously. I would say that's not a big deal for Sanji and Zoro to not track Rob Lucci. They did react the quickest after Lucci tried to take down Dr. Vegapunk. You have Sanji suppress Kaku immediately, give him the gun Nami, boom, Kaku, seal, done. Sanji, smart move, quick thinking, and Zoro attacking Rob Lucci immediately. And then both him and Lucci get sent flying out the building. And notice how once again Zoro is targeting an African animal. Bro, Rob Lucci, somewhere in his DNA, is melanated. Rob Lucci is representing the motherland. This man is an ancestral plane leopard when he's awakened. Zoro, I got a problem with that. Of course! He's not gonna beat the allegations. He can't. It's not possible. Sanji can't, since Sanji just put Kaku in a bubble and didn't actually hurt Kaku. But Zoro's coming at Rob Lucci with maximum hostility. Mihawk's gonna have full body armor haki hardening like Virgo, and that's gonna be the moment when Zoro's gonna unlock his crazy new Hyper Astra form, of course, all white. Oh my god, bro. But despite the Zoro allegations, that's not the main show. Luffy versus Kizaru. Because this is the Yonko versus the Admiral. Well, the current day Yonko. I still believe he's under, of course, Shanks and Blackbeard, Kaido, Big Mom, even like an old man Whitebeard. Nonetheless, the new boys have to make their claim to Yonko fame. My stance is that Luffy is going to succeed where Kid and Law are going to fail. Because Kid and Law ultimately were not the true contenders for the One Piece treasure. In my book, it was always Blackbeard and Shanks. That was really it. And Luffy, of course, the one to win everything, the grand prize. Luffy losing now on so many fronts. Narratively, when it comes to the power scale, I argue doesn't really make sense to me. Though, to be fair, will it be a full fight? I'm not too sure, because I do think that I believe at some point we do have to have the involvement of Saturn. Saturn has to do something. Keep in mind that we still don't know where the Blackbeard pirates are. Supposedly Katarina and supposedly Laffy, right? What are they doing? Where have they gone? So I'll do another video in the near future dissecting that in greater detail, talking about basically why I believe that there could be a play on the part of Blackbeard to attain someone like Jay Garcia Saturn. But Luffy confidently strutting in there against Kizaru. Very confidently. People last chapter, oh, Luffy's sweating, oh my god! Now he's not. And to be fair, Kizaru does block a Conqueror's Haki-infused attack, so it's a kick. Whatever. It's not like no one ever said you can't block Conqueror's Haki-infused attacks. And we already know that Kuzan could match Garp, who has Conqueror's Haki infusion, with his Ice Glove and Armor Haki. So it's not like Conqueror's Haki, well, it depends on the user, obviously, but it's not like the end-all be-all when you get hit with it one time. Like, makes no sense. What does make sense is Luffy's confidence to strut up against Kizaru, in a very similar way to how Luffy was willing to fight against Fujitora And then just Rosa, we're seeing this come out in full bore now against Kizaru. And I'm cool with that. We're 100 times stronger than we were back then. Is it like a 1-for-1? Well, probably not. Like, for example, is Usopp really 100 times stronger in the post-time skip compared to his pre-time skip version? I mean, he's clearly more skilled. He did kind of bulk up a bit for sure. Is he 100 times stronger? Is he like Ronnie Coleman bulked?
No.
Is Luffy's Doriki in the pre-time skip Shibondi 7,000? And is he at 700,000 now? No, I don't think it's a 1-for-1, but it is a callback to what Shaki said way back when in chapter 498, I believe. Where in that chapter, she basically says that Rayleigh was 100 times stronger than Luffy and the rest of his crew. That being said, I was in this chapter, I thought was a pretty good chapter. I did want to see a lot more of the battle between the Marines and let's say the Mark IIIs. Like the Mark IIIs don't get that much shine at all against the Marines. They did it before against the CP agents, but not against the Marines. There was a lot of buildup and a lot of suspense and hype for the battle against just the Marines and the mechanized creatures and machinery of Egghead Island. Before the Mark IIIs to be subdued so easily, and now all that's left are just the sea beasts to fight against the Marines, it does really take the winds out of the sail for any potential full-scale war that seemed to be even the Marines' own expectations when they were prepping for this invasion. Though we do see the physical authority chip for the first time. Authority goes over to me, and then Mark IIIs attack the sea beast. Also, Kizaru's first laugh in the story. That was interesting too. Maybe we're gonna see that Doa again when Kizaru slaps on the beanie, just how Zoro has the bandana against Luffy, and then Beanie Zaru is when he's really serious. Oh. We're going to see a serious Kizaru soon. We have to. Because Monkey D. Luffy will absolutely force it out of him, without question. But let me know your stance on this chapter. If you enjoy this video, then make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and double tap on subscribe to click on the bell to join the notification squad. I'm gonna catch you cats on the flip side. Bye-bye.